Hello, greetings from Lok Talks. This is Dr. Lukesh Bhatia. Dear friends, today I'll be talking about the current situation, what was actually there in mid of December in UK. As you all know that UK has been liberalized a lot as far as the COVID restrictions are concerned. How did they attain that and what lessons they have learned? We should be aware about that. So, the first an exponential number of people testing COVID positive, followed a week later by an exponential increase in the number of hospitalizations, followed 2 weeks later by an exponential increase in COVID deaths. So this was the picture there at that time, and similar is the picture currently for last few days even in India. So what are the lessons learned? 99% of COVID positive recover on their own. The only things needed are oxygen level monitoring, pulse oximetry. I have already made a couple of videos before. If you want, I can post link of that, how to monitor oxygen at home. So whenever anybody is at home isolation, one must make sure that one is monitoring oxygen levels, because that only is the indicator for rushing to the hospital. Otherwise, there is no indicator at all. So if it is more than 93, 94, there is no reason to be worried at all. Till then, all the fever, all the symptoms can be controlled only by taking paracetamol and plenty of fluids orally and taking adequate rest. In addition to this, 6 minutes walk test can be done to check if there is any drop in saturation after continuously walking for 6 minutes. Yes, there is a chance that this patient is going to require hospitalization. So this is how one can decide how to decide about whether you need hospitalization or not. In addition to this, the most important is to understand eventually if you are required to be admitted in a hospital. Definitely, only 3 things are required in the hospital too. 1, oxygenation. 2, steroids, injection steroids. Mostly we use dexamethasone. And 3, anticoagulants. So these 3 are the mainstay of the management of COVID. There is no need or any benefit proven so far of using plasma, of using remdesivir, of using ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, antibiotics. So all these have no proven role so far with all the lessons we have learned as of now. Welcome to Lok Talks. This is Dr. Lukesh Bhatia. Subscribe this channel for professional medical guidance, spirituality and meditation, life coaching, personality development, and travelogues. Thank you very much to be a part of my viewership team. Thank you very much. So the COVID is an illness that affects a lot of people at the same time. However, the severity will happen only in 1% of people, which makes it a very dreadful illness. All our medical resources, the hospital beds, oxygen, cylinders, etc., need to be saved for only these 1% of cases. Irrespective of your wealth, contacts and influences, only this 1% will need all your health resources. The rest 99% will be mild illness and will be recovering in home isolation. The next important lesson what we have learned is, for the 1% that have severe illness, the only medications that have been found to have satisfactory benefits are steroids and anticoagulants. Tolizumab also has been found to have benefit only 4% and should be given whenever available. If it is not available, one need not to be worried at all. Remdesivir has a very minimal benefit to mortality. It has just helped in reduce the duration of hospitalization nothing more, nothing less. So if available, can be given, but if it is not available, need not to be worried at all. So remdesivir and tocilizumab injections are not at all life-saving. Life-saving medications are only anticoagulants and steroid injections. Now the fourth important lesson what we have learned is about plasma. The post-convalescent plasma, what has been used, has been studied in 11,000 patients who have been given plasma and 11,000 patients who have not been given plasma. And it uses up a significant amount of resources with no benefit at all. So, as the plasma has been extensively studied and all the painstaking efforts what are required have been proven to be futile. So, struggling to get plasma makes no sense. The fifth important lesson what we have learned is about hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin. No serious medical organization in the world has found any benefit in giving them and should not be given at all now, at least after having so many follow-ups and results observed in so many patients. However, they are cheap and relatively harmless. Well, the sixth important lesson what we have learned is that oxygen shortage had happened there also, and even in India many hospitals are struggling with oxygen supply. So the most important lesson to be understood is that the oxygen should not be wasted at all. There are many people who will put the oxygen to the maximum. No, it is not at all required. In your monitors, only that much oxygen supply is to be given to the patient, which is sufficient to maintain in the level of 93, 94. When you start oxygen, keep monitoring the monitors. As long as it is showing in the levels of 93, 94, that is where you need to stop it. As long as it is maintaining well, no need to further keep giving. Definitely no need to open the full flow of oxygen in that cylinder or from that supply. So this is very important lesson to be understood. Well, let's understand the most important seventh lesson from vaccination. In the time when the vaccinations were not rampant, not been given adequate, lot of beds in all the ICUs, cardiac units, everywhere, a lot of intubated patients were there and a lot of patients had to be shifted from London to Scotland as there were no more beds and the admissions were increasing. Once the vaccinations have become of a very large number, the numbers in ICU started going down. So vaccinations definitely reduces the hospitalization incidence and the incidence of serious illness. Definitely this is very well observed phenomena from the UK studies. Well, about the rationing of the resources available. A strict rules and regulations needs to be followed for admission of the patients. No hospitalization is required if the pulse oximeter is showing 94 plus. So this policy strictly has to be adhered to. No influences, no wealthy considerations, nothing is to be considered. Only those patients who are not maintaining their oxygenation, they only needs to be admitted, they only needs to be hospitalized. For them, the bed situation will never create any crisis as long as this strong rationing of resources is being observed strictly. Well, another most important thing what has been learned, and this is my last point in this video, and that is there is no point in repeating the COVID test once it is positive. After 2 weeks, for a few months ago, we were required to test it after 2 weeks whether it is negative or not. As it has been proven in many studies that after 9 days, the infectiousness, the infectivity to the potential of spreading it to others is no more there. So the virus stops replication, but the presence of virus in the body can still be there and RT-PCR might come still positive. So no need to be worried at all. 14 days of home isolation is strictly indicated. So all those 99% patients, strictly home isolation only is required, nothing more. And along with that, oxygen monitoring is required. 6 minutes walk test can be done by them at home. If after walking 6 minutes at home continuously, if their oxygen saturation is not dropping, there is no reason to be worried at all. They should continue doing yoga, pranayam regularly at home. Make sure that they have frequent laughing spells for whatever the reason. That only is going to make them recover faster, and definitely a positive mental framework is definitely going to help them not to develop any mental illnesses further, not to have any anxiety, not to develop any kind of stress. Everyone is going to recover. So this is all very important and relevant. So dear friends, in today's video, there are some important lessons which have been learned from UK experience. As you all know that the UK have reached to a stage where now a lot of liberalizations, a lot of restrictions have been relieved because of a very high percentage of vaccination what they have attained. What lessons we have learned from them, we'll be talking about that, and that those are all worth practicing. So this is what I have tried to cover up to bring you up through this video. Thank you very much. All the best. God bless you. Take care of yourself and make sure to share it with on everyone whomsoever needs these things to understand. Thank you.